kids on the wharf skipping rocks in the sea. The people are friendly and the children are free. Yeah, our little town was just heaven to me. This is our town, our little town. This is our town, our little town. One day it's up, the next day it's down. This is our town, our little town. Our town, our little town. Our town, our little town. We got church bells ringing, what a heavenly sound. Young boys driving their dad's car around. We got the prettiest girls walking around. Soon they'll be leaving this old town. We got so many leaving, yeah, chasing their dreams. Say there's nothing here, or so it seems. And they will miss it, someday they'll know. They'll want to return to the town they love so. Our town, our little town. This is our town, our little town. One day it's up, the next day it's down. This is our town, our little town.
Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include
There's no free spirit in this week.
these stories plus the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack, and more coming up after this.
This is the place where the dawn breaks earliest, the new year comes soonest, where the Atlantic first meets the New World, the oldest city in North America, the far east of the Western world. Imagine that.
On Thursday of last week, the Community Youth Network began their Pool Tab collection. The Youth Network has sponsored this project for a few years now. This is a year-long project. Students and the community are encouraged to save their pool tabs from cans and bring them to the school during collection week. Last year, Burgeo collected 198 pounds of pool tabs. From the looks of things, that number will be up. Teresa Peterson with the CYN, Krista Standing with the CIS, Angela Peterson, and CYN member Louis Ann weighed and packed all these pool tabs. They were weighed by grade that brought them in. K1 collected 45.22 pounds. The 2-3 class had 17.66 pounds. Grade 4, 22.4 pounds. 37.56 pounds for the 5-6, along with 23.14 from Adrian Bennite, for a total of 60.70 pounds. The grade 7s at 7.16 pounds. The 8-9s at 41.8 pounds, grade 10 at 6.84 pounds, and Danielle Strickland brought along 60 pounds for a total of 66.84. Grade 11 at 2.50 pounds, and the grade 12 collected 2.12 pounds. The total pool tab collection this year was 265.32 pounds. Ramia collected 32.20 pounds, Grey River 7.24 pounds, and Francois at 27.2 pounds, for a grand total of 331.96 pounds for this area. These tabs will be bagged, boxed, and packaged and taken to Steveville in exchange for cash. Looking at the pull tabs in this light, a little does go a long way. It's hard to imagine that something so small and seemingly useless can generate so much money. The CYN will be taking part in the upcoming Enviro Fair planned for Friday, May the 26th. There you will be able to see just what the effect pull tabs is on the environment if they were not collected by the school. This is a great fundraiser. It takes little effort and has a great yield. All proceeds from the pull tab collection will be donated to the Janeway Children's Hospital. If you are interested in helping our young people with this fundraiser, just start collecting pull tabs and bring them in next year during collection period. Congratulations to everyone who took part in the pull tab collection. On Monday of this week, the Burgeo Bears took part in their annual cleanup fundraiser. Since the Burgeo Bears has been organized, this has been their annual fundraiser. Each year during the town's cleanup week, this group of boys, leaders, and parents take to the streets to clean up garbage that has accumulated on the roadsides and ditches during the winter. The money raised from this garbage cleanup helps fund projects for this youth group. The boys and the parents were divided into groups to go to different parts of the town to clean up. Congratulations to the Burgeo Bears, their parents, and leaders. They did a great job of cleaning up. On Thursday, May the 11th, the government announced a re-registration of MCP. Residents in the province will be asked to complete a re-registration form on or before March the 31st, 2007 to receive a new MCP card. By now, many residents have already received forms in the mail. These forms are very simple to complete, and a postage paid envelope has been provided. The Department of Health and Community Services will be issuing new modernized cards containing an individual's name, gender, MCP number, and birth date. This new card will now have an expiry date and will allow government to effectively monitor MCP claims and allow the department to periodically update the MCP database. After March the 31st, 2007, old versions of the MCP card will be invalid. After April the 1st, 2007, health care providers will not accept the current MCP card. Everyone will need to register to ensure that you will continue to receive medical care benefits. The last full registration of the population was done in 1969, and records no longer adequately reflect our current population status. Medical care service costs will be covered by MCP as before. There will be no change in the coverage as a result of the re-registration. There will be no fee for the renewal of an MCP card. Anyone who does not receive a re-registration form can obtain one by email at mcpreregistration@gov.nl.ca. You may visit the website www.gov.nl.ca/MCP. The local Information Resource Center will also be able to provide the necessary forms for anyone who may not have received one. Drop by or call Siobhan at 886-1600. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
Come for a good time and we'll sweep you off your feet with jigs and reels and festivals and the world's most friendly folk. Dance your cares away at the Kelligrew Soiree. Imagine that. There's gannets and puffins, kittiwakes and murres, guillemots, petrels and owls. And you can see where the eagle has landed. Imagine that.
This week's feature of the week from the Information Resource Office provides information on food safety tips. This week's tips are in pamphlet form and are all about food safety tips and preventing food-borne illnesses. For your information, the Resource Center offers information on pits and pitting zoos, food thermometers, E. coli, and salmonella. There is also lunch to go and food safety tips, barbecuing and picnicking, hiking and camping. In the kitchen food safety tips, they answer questions on how safe is your kitchen, How clean is your kitchen? There are 8 quick tips from the kitchen. For example, clean and sanitize cutting boards after each use. There are also facts on fridge and freezer checklists. Drop by the Information Resource Center to see what they have to offer. If you need information on a particular topic but don't know where to look, call Siobhan at 886-1600. She will be happy to help you. You may also drop by the office Monday to Friday, 1 to 4:30 p.m. each week. The Information Resource Center is located at the former BDDB office. Now over to Mayor Reed with the council report.
Good evening. Council had its meeting on May the 17th, and here are some of the things that were brought up at the meeting. Well, phase 1 of the water treatment plant has been completed. We got the final report. Of course, in that report, they talk about the possible causes of the fire at the plant. Of course, all of the ozonation equipment was damaged, and it will take about $900,000 to repair it or replace it. One of the recommendations, of course, is that we have to do a second study, and the second study is to study the overall water treatment plant. And in that second study, they want to do a pilot project where they brings in a little pilot plant, set it up, and runs it for a while, and that will determine, of course, how the thing is going to work and what it will cost to operate it once it starts working. So we're still, I would say, a fair length of time down the road before we get this water treatment plant put to rest. Right at the moment, we're waiting for government to give us okay for us to cost share to do the second phase of this water treatment plant analysis. Town manager and I attended a municipal symposium in Gander on May the 12th and 13th. We found that to be an educational experience, so it was worth attending. We did get information that, of course, would help us in the work we're doing on behalf of the town. The National Marine Conservation Area. Well, that, as you know, I've been telling you about that. It's another ongoing thing that we're applying for through the federal government. It's again another drawn-out project that we have on the go. We have notified the 2 new governments, of course, that is the provincial government and the minister in the provincial government and the new federal government. We've been talking to the people that's in the department on our application for this National Marine Conservation Area. So that's another thing that's ongoing. As you know, or you probably know, that the driver examiner was out this week. He had a lot of business, and he will be coming out on a monthly basis, and he will be putting it on Channel 10 a week in advance when he's coming out. The town manager on May the 15th and 16th attended a meeting for the RID board in Stephenville, and of course their main topic was economic development for the region. And the region is the, I guess, southwest west of Newfoundland, of which we are part of. Councillor Escock updated the town brochure. She's been working on that for a while. She got it updated, sent to the publishers, and they are publishing 2,000 copies of the brochure. And that brochure will be sent to various parts on the Highland, hopefully to attract tourism to this area. Now we had some trouble up in the dump. I think last week, I think it was, the town manager told me that somebody went in there and did some damage to the town tractor that's in the dump. Now, for whatever reason, nobody understands that craziness that somebody's silly enough to go up there and damage that tractor in the dump. I mean, for, you know, if they wanted something to do, they should have went and jumped off somewhere and banged their head, because that's about the size of it, you know. To go up and try to damage the town tractor, I mean, it's craziness. Nobody can understand it. Anyhow, if anybody gets caught in that dump, they will be charged under the Environmental Act for trespassing. You're not allowed in there. And I want to say that up front right now, when that dump is closed, when the gate is locked in that dump, no one is allowed in there. You're not allowed in there to browse around, to move things around, to do anything. And if you're caught in there when that dump is closed, you will be charged under the Environmental Act. So make sure you take that up front right now. You will be charged. So stay out of that dump when the gates are closed. It's going to cost us a bit of money now to fix that tractor, when there's no need for the town to be wasting its tax money on repairing something that was not broken until some idiot went in there and decided to damage it. We were talking to the attendant at the Sandbanks Park. There will be an upgrade in the next 3 years, and I think they're concentrating on putting electricity to the present site, campsites, and hopefully expanding the trailer sites in the next 3 years. On Tuesday of this week, we will be increasing the water pressure in town to 55 pounds. Hopefully that will help the people who are in the higher areas to get a better water pressure. Now, water pressure in this town now, I think, is set on about 50 pounds. So some people are getting close to that. Other people are still only getting about 30 pounds of water pressure. When we're in Gander, we talked to the engineer there on their water system in Gander. And in Gander, their water system is normal water pressure is 70 pounds. The lowest they have is 60 pounds, and the highest they have is 100 pounds. Now, areas that have 100 pounds got a reduction valve, but their normal operating pressure is 70 pounds. So our 55 pounds is not unreasonable. They tell me that a water or a hot or dishwasher needs anywhere between 40 to 50 pounds in order to operate properly. So we're going to set the pressure at 55 pounds for now. The car dump. When you're taking your cars or trucks or whatever vehicle, abandon the whole vehicle that you're taking to the car dump, make sure that all of the oils are drained from your vehicle. That means the windshield wash, the transmission oil, the base oil, all the oils and the liquids had to be drained from your vehicle before you take it in that dump. If not, of course, all of these oils just drain out, and they drain down to the ground, eventually ends up down in Benny's Muddle, of course, then out into Aaronsarm. And every one of them is a pollutant. So would you please take every bit of your liquids out of these vehicles before they're put in that dump. This year, the town is going to continue with its beautification program. We will be going around sometime again, I guess in September. There will be a committee set up to go around to look at the town. Over the past number, I think 2 years, we've done it now. And I don't think that's what inspired people to beautify their property, but it probably helps to get a reward at the end of it, some people. And it's nice to see that people are taking a great interest in their property. The property here in Burgeville, some of it, of course, is as good as anywhere you want to see on this island. So it's really nice to see that that people were looking after their property, putting in flowers, putting in trees, keeping their grass cut, keeping all the garbage off it. They're doing a really good job. So continue that, and I'm sure that if you enter the program, you could be a winner. Now the cleanup of town is ongoing, and that will be ongoing until May the 27th. Going around town, I've seen a lot of stuff out by the side of the road, which is encouraging. So get everything out that you got, that you want carried away, get it out, put it on the side of the road. Anything, particularly anything that's laying around your property, that's laying around and hits your property, behind your house, on the side of your house, behind your storehouse, wherever it happened to be. Try to get that stuff up by the side of the road so the town workers can take that and carry it away. Of course, once it's carried away, then it's gone forever. And so make the extra effort from now until the 27th of May, and you take it out and we'll take it away. There's no question about it. There were two applications approved for one for new residents and one for an extension on an existing residence. Our next meeting is June the 21st, and from there until the rest of the year, we'll be having one meeting per month. And if anything comes up in between that, then we will have an emergency meeting. And that's about it that went on at the council meeting. So good luck on your cleanup, and good night.
Stay with us for Off the Rack and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
It's a land with over 10,000 miles of coastline, thousands of inlets, coves, guts, and bays, a land that lives by the sea. No wonder our dogs have webbed feet. Imagine that.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape when Perry Priddle was in town explaining about the firearms registration. Let's look back to April the 25th, 1999.
Okay, if you're going to keep only what you got home now, and you're not going to buy any more firearms, all you need is a possession license, possession only license.
So this will cost you, say this year it will cost you $15. Next year,
5 years.
5 years from now, it's going to cost you 60.
Yes.
And it's probably 5 years from then, it's going to cost you 100.
Well, there's no plans to increase that. Apparently the fee will be $60.
No.
Don't get the registration and your possession license mixed up. They're two different things. Possession license is my picture on it, and it says that I can possess firearms. Okay? You can possess what I already got home. The registration is the firearm, which is the serial number, 30-6, and all that stuff like that. Two different things. But
Well, you got old guns or something.
You got the registry gun beside the section only, like.
Yeah. Yeah. You have until the year 2001 to get a possession only license. And you have till 2003 to get your gun registered.
So the registration is just one shot deal. You want to have everybody.
No. Registration is once in a lifetime deal. The only time you have to re-register your firearms, we'll get it in a minute, but is for if you transfer ownership, you alter, pick barrel up, and there's a minor's license, and that's from ages 12 to 17. So if anybody's under 17, you fall in this category.
And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.